Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Today we're talking about amino acids. My goal for this particular podcast today is I want you to get a good understanding of all the many roles that amino acids play in your body and all their different jobs. But more importantly, I want to give you an understanding as to what you can do moving forward in your life regarding amino acids to improve your health and your longevity and your future. So for some of you, you might take no action as a result of today, but you'll have learned a little bit more about amino acids. For others of you, you might want to start taking a little bit of a supplement. Others of you might realize you need to make a real deep dive and really start changing your protein and amino acid intake based on some of the information that I'm going to deliver here today. So that's my goal for this video. Before we get started, please be sure to like and subscribe to help support the channel and get more great content like this. All right, that said, let's dive into it. So amino acids play so many different roles in your body. It is tremendous. And I think one of the key takeaways I want you to have from this podcast today is that when you are deficient in amino acid, it's not necessarily obvious. You can have gut problems or diarrhea, and that could easily be because of a deficiency in amino acids. And your MD isn't necessarily going to say, oh, this is an amino acid problem, go get more amino acids. It's not necessarily going to be put together that way, even though amino acids could very well play a large role in those problems. Now, for people with skin problems, cognitive decline, mobility issues, losing posture, or anything relating to musculoskeletal health, all of this can come from a deficiency in amino acids. But the body's so complicated that no one is really ever going to sit you down and say, hey, this mental decline that you're having, this lack of cognition, that's got to be because those amino acids are so low. It doesn't generally happen. And so for that reason, you need to be really proactive, in my opinion, because you can have so many different health problems by not getting the right amino acids in the right amounts each day. And yet you'd never make the connection. You can go on for decades with some level of heart trouble, or again, gut trouble, or cognitive decline, or skin issues, or anything relating to your muscles, and never really put your finger on the fact that this is an imbalance in your amino acid intake. So that said, you know what we're up against, you know what we're potentially dealing with here in terms of lack of amino acids. Now let's start to figure out, okay, well, what can we do to just bulletproof the body and make sure we don't slip low in amino acids? All right, well, firstly, amino acids are found in foods containing protein. There are 20 total amino acids, 20. 9 of them are called essential amino acids. The other 11 are, of course, called non-essential amino acids. Now, the differences there are that the essential amino acids are what you actually need from your diet because your body can't make them. The non-essential, your body can make, though I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't count totally confidently on your body's ability to do so in the right amounts, because it's a little bit harder on your body. It's a little bit more of a process, and you won't always necessarily, especially if you're not in particularly good health, you won't always necessarily be able to create just enough of them. So the best thing is to be able to get all 20 amino acids, the essentials and the non-essentials, all from your diet. Okay, so what's the first step to doing that? Well, it's complicated, but it all starts with getting enough protein. Now, I've done a lot of other videos on protein intake. Depending upon your lifestyle and your activities and your strength training, etc., you're probably going to need somewhere between around 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight each day, all the way up to potentially 1.7, 1.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight each day. Just depends on a lot of different factors. But most people don't even get within that range. They actually get less protein than what they should be getting, and they're deficient each day. And if you're deficient in protein, like so many people are, you are deficient in amino acids. So the first thing you'd want to do is to get your protein levels up. The next thing you want to do is, and I certainly have nothing but respect for vegans and vegetarians, but if you are not eating animal-based proteins, then you're probably not going to be getting all of the amino acids that your body needs. And this would be just cause for supplementation as well. So you'd first get the protein levels up. But again, if it's mostly plant-based, you're probably, and we can look at a lot of details individually, but you're probably going to benefit from supplementing with an amino acid supplement as well. All right, now other reasons to consider supplementing with an amino acid supplement in addition to the protein that you're regularly consuming would be if you're showing any signs of problems that could very well be related to a deficiency in amino acids. So, for example, going back to what I said earlier about gut problems or chronic diarrhea, that could very well be an amino acid issue. It wouldn't be a bad idea to at least consider looking at blood work. And if you don't necessarily find what the cause here could be, then bumping up your amino acids with a supplement. Now, you'll probably also want to consider supplementation if, let's say, you're having sleep issues or, again, chronic skin issues as well. If you are starting to experience signs of cognitive decline, very good time then to consider more amino acids in a supplement form. And I would also recommend considering an amino acid supplement during periods of chronic stress, especially if you're like a lot of my clients where you go through a bad year or two where perhaps you're getting moved around at work or you're taking a new job or something that's bringing a lot of chronic stress to your life. That's a good time also to get more involved with amino acid supplementation. Another thing I'd consider too is if you feel like you're losing muscle tissue or if you're getting what's often called sarcopenia, which is defined as age-related muscle loss. There's really no such thing as age-related muscle loss. Your muscle loss doesn't happen just because of your age. It happens as a result of things like this, like not getting enough amino acids chronically, or not being able to absorb and utilize the amino acids properly. So again, one line of defense that you might want to look for is, again, to supplement with amino acids. And again, for pretty much all athletes or anybody going through any kind of intense muscular recovery, getting a little bit more amino acid is generally going to be pretty helpful. It's rarely harmful, and it can certainly help you to recover and grow more muscle and restore your tissues better. So anyway, everybody, I hope this video has given you some good insight into amino acids. Keep in mind, I'm talking very generally here to the masses, and that your own unique situation is going to be very different. So you might want to reach out to me and we can talk a little bit more personally about exactly what's going on, what you're encountering, what your blood work is like, and we can start to make some decisions from there. As always, in the description, I've got all kinds of great things. I've got affiliate links to some great products that I recommend. We've also got links to past videos that I think will be helpful for you. And I've got some helpful quizzes to ask you what kind of methods you're currently using for things like weight loss or managing osteoarthritis. And if you get those short quizzes completed, I'll get back to you with my insights so I can help you more personally that way as well. All right, thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.